Got the G35 at the shop, trying to chase down a couple oil leaks.
Hello, motherfucker.
Got a little bit of transmission fluid leaking and some oil. The oil we figured out is the oil cooler. Gasket is where that's leaking from. There's an O-ring behind the oil cooler where the oil filter goes. And then we see some tranny fluid down below where the pan is at, and we think it's from a couple plugs up above. Is where he cleaned it up, sprayed it down, and now we're waiting to see if we can see where it's dripping from. So as soon as I hear something, I'll bring you guys underneath for a zoom. That is my nephew Sergio underneath the car. Be right back. Just thought I would show real quick. Underneath there, the license plate lights. That little bracket is notorious for rusting. So I ended up drilling 2 holes and put a zip tie there to hold it in place, and it seems to be doing pretty well. Just thought I would show that real quick. We sprayed it down with carb cleaner or brake cleaner, and not really seeing that oil, that tranny oil. There's a couple plugs under there that look suspect, but it's not leaking now. So the plan is going to be to just replace the O-ring behind the oil cooler, and then we will drive it around them today and maybe do the see where it's leaking from. But you think so? There's a O-ring back there behind that oil cooler. That's probably what we're gonna change. That's leaking for sure, but we can't see any leaks. Once we cleaned it up under here, we can't see any leaks as far as the tranny. We think it may be that plug right there, maybe, or those 2 lines mounted there, but we don't know for sure. So we'll take care of that O-ring behind the oil cooler for now, and then and like I said, now that we've got it cleaned up, I'll drive it around today and bring it back tomorrow, get it on the lift so they can Sergio can get a better idea where the leak is coming from. So anyway, be right back. My nephew's little beater truck, pretty nice little Ranger, got it lowered. I love the side step trucks, man. I want to get me a Chevy old school early 90s side step 2-door. He beat me to it with this, but just a nice little third class. What's he doing? Revving my shit over here? Oh, he's trying to shift through the gears just to see if there's if he can get any fluid to come out. Písale. Nice. So that, guys, that sound right there is the reason that I did not go with any kind of aftermarket exhaust. That is just, I apologize, it's getting windy. That is just strictly muffler delete. That's the secret, guys. Don't tell nobody. G35s, they sound real good with just the muffler delete. That's it. No resonator deleted, no nothing. Everything is bone stock except for no mufflers, and it sounds so good. Yeah, you get some droning inside, but sound system I got in there, I don't hear shit but my music, so, but it sounds so good. Let me know what you guys think. We'll give it maybe a few more revs before the end of the video here. Alright guys, so we decided, since we can't see where the transmission fluid is leaking from and we don't want to start just throwing parts at it and shit like that, it's most likely going to be whatever, O-rings or some kind of gasket. It's not the pan itself. It's whatever, it's leaking from some kind of a O-ring or gasket. We just can't tell where exactly right now. So the plan is going to be, we're going to order the O-ring for the oil cooler, and I'm going to get out of here because they're busy today, and I just kind of scooted in here. He got me in real quick, but he's by himself today, and he's got a lot of cars, and that black one's waiting for him too with appointments and shit like that. So I'm going to get out, let them do their thing, order that O-ring. I'll drive it to work today, hopefully get some of that tranny fluid leaking, and I'll bring it back tomorrow, or whenever he's less busy, and take care of the O-ring and whatever else we find today. So that's what the plan is, guys. Now, I wanted to show you real quick too, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but the tail lights, put some clear coat on these motherfuckers, man. They look brand new, dude. I mean, I don't know if it shows up in the video or not, but they are so clean. I had sprayed these with nightshades, and I didn't really like the real dark look, so I sprayed, I think, a gum out or something on those to try to take it all out. Some of it was still left behind, as you can tell. There's a dark kind of haze or tint to them. But once I put that clear in it, but from sanding, they were just real dull. I couldn't really buff them out good enough, but I put some clear coat. I cleaned up my daughter's headlights on her car. They were real yellow, about a kit, and I had some leftover clear coat, and I put it on these, and holy shit, they look really nice, brand new. So anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap up this part of the video, and like I said, we'll drive it around today, be back, and see where we go. Slotted and drilled. Give me a couple revs. The fucking door handle, man. Yeah. I gotta fix it, man. Cold start. guys, so as you know, we are out of here. We're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to they ordered the O-ring already. That's just only like $5 or $6, not much, but we got that shit ordered. And you know, we'll have them install it tomorrow. I'm gonna drive it around today, drive it to work later. It's a good, you know, 30-40 mile round trip that I'm gonna do, and hopefully we can get a better idea than where the training fluid is leaking from, and we'll hopefully get that either fixed tomorrow or get the parts ordered tomorrow. I don't think it's anything serious. It's just O-rings and shit like that. I did have about a year ago, I was lazy with the oil changes. It was winter here in Minnesota, and you know, you don't always feel like getting on a cold fucking concrete floor in the middle of the fucking winter to do much. So I took my fucking car to a shop nearby called Grease Monkey here by where I live, and the fucking idiot, I took it in for an oil change, motor oil change, and these dumbasses dropped the tranny fluid. You tell me how the fuck. But anyway, they blamed it on some newbie working there or whatever. They dropped the tranny fluid, and to make things worse, they filled it up with fucking transmission fluid for a CVT transmission, which clearly this is not. And the shop manager was so confident. Oh yeah, we got you taken care of. Don't worry about it. We put the right fluid in there. And I asked, can I see what type of fluid in there? Fucking CVT Nissan. I'm like, what the fuck? Came back the next day, spoke to the owner, and they agreed to flush the transmission fluid. I had them do it 4 different times. Otherwise, I was about to sue these motherfuckers. I was gonna bring my car to the dealership and have them do it. Have them, you know, completely drop the pan, you know, filter, you know, flush it all out as good as possible, and maybe even do that whole process 2-3 times to make sure I got all that shit out of there. And maybe I was over exaggerating, I don't know, but transmissions I don't fuck around with like that. And I purposely had not changed the transmission fluid on this car for that reason, because I don't fuck around with transmissions. I know how delicate and how, you know, things go when you fuck around with the tranny fluid. So I didn't want to fuck with it. Hear these idiots drop it and put the wrong shit in. And anyway, that may or may not have something to do with what's going on right now. A lot of times, if you got the wrong fluid, you could fuck around and destroy your, you know, O-rings, little rubber gaskets, little shit like that. I'm not saying that that's why, but it could be. Either way, I'm just tired of seeing small drips of transmission fluid on my fucking garage floor. So that's what we're doing, guys. Heading home right now. Gonna be going to work later this afternoon, and coming back to the shop tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. first thing in the morning, so I'm not, you know, in the way of any appointments and shit. 7 a.m. guys, way too early for a lot of us. Got my inspiration in the cup. So there's the pan right here, transmission. Thinking, gotta get you in there. We're thinking those two Lines right there. Look wet. There's two of them. I don't know if I can get a better angle, but those look wet. So got drips all right here. Season 22. That bitch is on there. That shit's never been off, I guarantee you that. Oh yeah, it's pretty well lubricated, but you know it's hot as fuck in there too. So that nut right there, 22 millimeter, pop that out. We'll be able to take that little oil cooler apart. These are coolant lines flowing in and out. Cool the oil down. Hell yeah. Hit them up. Just needed a little more beef on it. Hey man, if this shop goes out of business, I'll buy this motherfucker, dude. Fuck it. Imagine, dude, this could be a fucking put a paint booth on the end, do some custom shit in here too. Get some paisas in here that know how to do fucking body work and.
That'd be nice.
Fuck yeah, dude, this could be a cool ass shop. In here to spend their fucking tax money, putting Lambo doors on their fucking old school cars. Impalas. Hell yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a little hot. There you go. Let me get a fucking shot in the back of that. There it is, that orange fucking O-ring. Nice.
Oh, that's just fucking shocked already. Look how thin this one is.
It's way thinner? Hell yeah. That's just from being compressed for so long. Because I know the oil ain't really fucking them up that much, but yeah.
No, it's probably the heat.
Aren't they all the same size? Right?
No? Yeah, they're all the same.
They're all the same size, yeah. Yeah, you could really tell, man. This fucker right here looking skinny, like. Yeah, that's pretty big difference. Well, I'll be happy that we changed this shit, man, because this was the biggest. I think this was leaking the most. Hell yeah, I think this shit was. I know. I don't know what the fuck. I wonder if, I don't know, man. Hopefully if that was the source of all of that, that'd be nice. But that'd be almost kind of crazy. There she is. Nice. I'm glad it's the same one and everything, because I've seen some are like black. Like at O'Reilly's or other places, they give you a black O-ring.
Yeah.
I think that's the OEM right there. Nice. Guys, so pretty much back to square one with the oil leak that we think is transmission fluid. I guess I drove it too much yesterday and there's still a lot of splashing down there, so it's hard to tell exactly where it's coming from, and it might not even be transmission fluid. It looks a little darker, so there's a chance that it was motor oil actually splashing all the way back to about where the differential is, or I'm sorry, not the differential.
pothole, broke the gas tank, broke the fucking.
Damn. With a pothole? What the fuck?
That was fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
How'd that happen? And that's looking pretty gnarly up there. Oh shit. Fucking thunderstorm or some shit coming this way. God damn. Shit. Alright guys, so leaving the shop now. So basically got the O-ring replaced. Definitely was leaking from behind that shit, I went the wrong way. Definitely was leaking from that oil cooler, right where the oil filter goes on the back there. Got that O-ring replaced, and still couldn't really tell like where that other oil leak was coming from, if there is one. Like I said, it was right, you know, right in the middle of the car where the transfer case would be. But the oil looked a little dark. Could have been motor oil, could have been, hopefully best case is it's the same oil that was leaking from that O-ring, and you know, just me doing 90 100 on the fucking highway with no cover underneath the bay. Maybe the oil was being pushed that far back, I don't know. I did have my nephew check the level on the transmission fluid, the dipstick, and it was pretty high. So there is a chance that these idiots at Grease Monkey overfilled the transmission fluid, since they ended up having to flush it out 4 different times. And they use those goofy fucking machines where they plug in the 2 lines and it's pumping out, and you know, or sucking out and pumping in the new shit at the same time as it's pulling out the old stuff. I don't know how accurate those things are, but like I said, that was over a year ago, and I just hadn't really been doing much underneath my car, so I never, I guess, really noticed if it was leaking since then. And it only seems to be leaking when I'm driving the car, so that's why there was nothing in the floor of my driveway to indicate that I had any kind of leaks. So until we were under there doing something, I can't remember what, and noticed it had all kinds of fluid under there. So I guess that would be the best case, would be that O-ring, replacing that took care of everything. Otherwise, maybe there was way too much fluid in the transmission and caused it to overflow from one of the plugs in there where we think it's coming from. Way too much oil in the transmission would oil would come out of somewhere. So we sprayed it up really good under there, cleaned it up with brake cleaner, and then this time I'm not driving it to work. This time I'm just driving it home and then driving it right back tomorrow morning. back to the shop. Day 3. All we're doing now is we're gonna get it back on the lift, and we're going to see if we can spot the leak. Back at it. Yeah, it's right on the same fucking spot again, right here. And I guess it's still a little wet around the pan, but not a lot. I mean, you sprayed all this shit down, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's not really... This spot, there's no more leaks over here. That's good. But what the fuck over here?
Definitely that thing's leaking through.
Where?
Plug.
Yeah, right?
That plug
yeah, I see that. I see that wetness right there.
It should be like that.
You think that just needs to be tightened down a little bit, maybe?
Maybe a little bit.
Because I don't think there's supposed to be any kind of thread seal on there. But it looks like there is some, though.
Yeah.
Looks like there's something on there. Man. There's no clear sign, really, where it's coming from. Oil on this little cross member here, but we can't fucking tell where it's coming from. There's a little bit on the drain plug right there, but that wouldn't be splashing way over here, so it's fucked up, man. Alright, so on the inside of this bracket, if you can see, try to get it up there, that little right in there, that little plate right there, that, I think that's this in here, that's this, and that's got to be leaking. There's a few bolts in there. There it is again. I think it is right there, mijo. It looks wet right here from this side. Right in there, that little joint is what probably is leaking. Mira con la camera. There is some shit. ¿Sabes qué? There's like a sensor in there. There's like I can see like a little plug in there. Pero también se ve como que can you, right here, look at the camera. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That almost looks like it's like a plug or a sensor or some shit.
Seal.
Or, yeah. But it does look like it was wet all the way around there, so most likely that's probably it. Okay, so, good news is we have a better idea where that little leak is coming from. It's right above that little cross member, little cross brace that I showed you guys. It's leaking right there, somewhere up above. We can't see. Nephew's really busy. He's got early appointments and stuff. These two cars are waiting on him, so I'm just gonna get out of here. That leak is not significant enough to be too worried about right now. The bigger leak, that front O-ring around the oil cooler, was the bigger issue. So, and I checked my garage floor this morning. There was no leaks or nothing. So I'm gonna do some more research online. If you guys know about anything related, let me know. And that's how it goes sometimes, guys. we're heading out now. You know, some of these little pesky leaks like that, man, they're just sometimes they're not so obvious. Anyway, it's somewhere up on top of the transmission, or I'm sorry, like the top of the transfer case there, or like I said, underneath that little plate, that black support brace that's right there. You know, if we remove that, we can probably get a better idea. But the goal for today was just to have a better idea, kind of where the leak's coming from. If it was something obvious and easy, we would have taken care of it. But in this case, I'm going to go home, and now that I know where it's coming from, or you know, we have a better idea of the location, I'm gonna do a little Google research and some YouTube research, and I'm sure I'll find something. Look through the threads, G35 driver. I'm sure there's some threads and people have done this shit before. You know, we've got 129,000 miles on this, so definitely expected to have some kind of a leak somewhere. So anyway, and again, the other thing too is the fluid was a little high, but that shouldn't really do anything. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, I guess. Inconclusive, I guess, on that, but hopefully this helps somebody. And if you've had a similar issue, or know where this leak might be, or what the fix may be, please do us all a favor and leave a comment. I much appreciate it. I am going to do my best to try to get more videos out here. I got a couple more things that I need to fix on this car. I know I kind of fell off for a little while there. A lot of my more recent videos were working on my wife's car, the Ford Edge. You know, she takes priority, man. I got to make sure she's right when she's on the road. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be fixing the latch on the trunk of the G35. I broke that little piece when I was putting my sound system in there. I broke the little spring that pops your trunk up, like when you unlock it. It's spring loaded, so it pops the trunk up so you can lift it easier. I have probably 10 pounds of Dynamat on the trunk lid, so my trunk is heavy as it is to lift it, and then with that spring being broken, it's really hard to, especially when I go to the car wash or something, people have a hard time opening up my trunk. So I just ordered that on Parts Beast, I think it is. I can't remember. It's a used part. I didn't see any need for buying a brand new part. It looks fine. I just got it in the mail yesterday, so I'm going to be installing that. I bought a brand new cover or plastic shield for underneath the engine bay. The other one was all just fucking chunks missing. I had to rip some pieces off that were flapping in the wind. So I got a brand new one. I'll do a quick video on that. I'm just waiting on, I bought new bolts. And fasteners or plastic clips, so I could, just to make that install a lot easier and smoother. So I think I'm missing a bunch of clips and shit like that, but those are cheap, about 10 bucks on Amazon. Can get you like 20 pieces of those little plastic clips. So those will be coming soon. I bought a new power washer. I'm gonna start trying to wash my car at home instead of coming to the car wash. Wash my car at home. I'm just waiting on a foam cannon to show up, so I'll do a quick video on that. I know there's tons of videos on power washers and shit like that, but I'll be showing you guys what I'm using. Hopefully give you guys a good idea what works, what don't work. What else I got on this car? Tail lights. I still want to smoke the tail lights. I bought a new pair so I can have, you know, if I get tired of them, I could just put these back on and swap back and forth if I need to. I know I got a couple more things I can't remember. Oh, the door handle. My door handle's broken. The door handle itself is not broken, but there's a little plastic piece inside. When you pull on the door handle from outside, the little plastic piece inside is broken, so I bought a replacement for that. And I started a video on it, but I got as far as I could, and I just said nah. It got to a point where I think I was gonna have to either remove the window or whatever, mess around with the window somehow, and I backed out and said nah, I'll leave it for someone else, or at least till I get some help and my nephew can come over. So I'll be doing a video on that. That's a pretty common problem with Infinitis and Nissans, is the door handle situation. Yeah, so anyway, stay tuned, drop a like, and you know, please comment. I always like comments, encourage comments, because they help everybody out, right? Everyone in the community. People can read down below and learn something, even if it wasn't mentioned in the video. Or so anyway, thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.